Well, welcome to the Kristi Jones Show, where it's all about living your life to the fullest. I'm a life coach, speaker, and business owner in multifamily real estate, and I've had wild success in multifamily housing for over 25 years now. I am so passionate about helping others merge their success and lead a fulfilling life, and I bring it all together right here on this podcast. So join me and let's get started to live your life to the fullest. Hey, my friend, welcome back to the podcast this week. Once again, I'm always so glad that you're here and tuning in. Really excited to put this episode into the world today. And I want to talk to you about, I'm going to talk about some things directly related to my coaching group, the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. I have some changes coming up in the structure of that and what I offer and really who it's for. And the most exciting thing is I'm opening up the doors again to join that January 2026. So that's why I want to talk about it today, to give my listeners plenty of time to learn about what is the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, what is this group coaching program, that it's actually a membership program that is a month-to-month membership and also an annual option too. There's a couple different options on some tiered levels, but I'm really excited to talk to you about that today. And specifically, I want to talk to ambitious professionals. I want to talk to, especially if you work in the multifamily property management industry. This is like gold for you. So tune in, listen to this entire episode. I'm going to try to share this in the quickest, fastest way possible so you can get on with your day. But here's the thing, okay? So, I have a background of 27 years in multifamily housing. And I've been coaching women and men throughout that process in that industry. But here's the deal. Let me tell you this. Let's just get very real about something. This industry will chew you up if you are not leading with intention. And I'm sure you could probably say that with a lot of different industries. That's why I also invite you, if you're an ambitious professional, like, don't bow out, because I'm talking the apartment business, okay? So work in the industry you're in, definitely in multifamily housing, it will chew you up, spit you out if you are not leading with intention. But when you lead boldly, when you move with intention in that industry, I love multifamily housing. I love property management. And when you do it in a way where you're leading boldly and you're moving with intention, you don't just survive it, you flourish. You rise to the top. Today, I'm going to break down exactly like how to lead with power and clarity and confidence. And more importantly, how to live fully while you're doing that. So dive in this with me while you're on your walk or you're in the car, whatever it is you're doing right now. Like, just let this go and just take these words in and listen to this. And I think as we move through this conversation, you're going to see without a doubt the value that I'm able to offer inside my Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. I've already been doing that program for quite some time, but I'm really honing in the shift I'm making. And I've really felt called to do this. I was on the phone with a friend today, and she said, "So what's going on work-wise, blah, blah, blah." And I said, I'm actually at a point where I'm making some shifts in my business, and I'm really feeling led to do this. Like, it's been knocking at my door for a while, but I am finally listening and being and surrendering to that. And I'm specifically calling out, if you work in multifamily housing, if you're in property management, if you're that ambitious professional woman, this membership group, the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, is going to bring you so much value, clarity, growth, evolvement. So today, while I'm doing this podcast, I want to highlight some of those things for you. And it's really how to lead boldly, live fully. This is like your wake-up call. If you're a multifamily professional, this is like, hello, this is going to be the wake-up call. If you're a high-achieving woman, this is your wake-up call. This is your wake-up call. You know, I'm going to drop some truths about what it takes to really thrive in multifamily leadership. And no more blending in, no more like playing it safe, and also no more burnout disguised as the hustle game. It's time to stop chasing that success that leaves you feeling empty. And it's time to start leading in a way, leading yourself, leading your team, leading your company in a way that fuels your fire and also fuels your fulfillment. So, this is for you, whether you're running properties, whether you're running a leasing team, you're managing teams, or you're just making moves as an ambitious professional, this one is for you. You have to listen to this entire episode. I'm going to share why bold leadership matters now more than ever. And also, I'm going to touch on, I do this a lot inside my membership, but what the importance of personal fulfillment, how that affects and impacts your professional edge. It really makes a difference. So those are some of the changes coming to the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. I'm really excited to bring that level of support to that amazing group. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Now, down below, there's going to be a link in the show notes to join the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle or to get more information about that. We're going to start like hit the ground running come January 2026. But between now and then, there's going to be activity in the group. So hang with me on that. But you can just find the link below if you want to go ahead and save that, dive into it, go check it out right now. So hang with me on that one. So before I kind of go into the teaching points that I wanted to share with you in today's episode, let me tell you a little bit in case you're new here or you're like, oh, I had no idea that you were in multifamily housing or in the apartment business. Like this is all new to me. Let me give you a really quick recap of my own journey in that. So you kind of understand why I'm shifting this focus of my group coaching in the inner circle, the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, why if you are in that industry, this is the perfect fit for you. Also, if you are an ambitious professional in leadership, this community and this membership is a perfect fit for you. So here's a little bit about my own journey. So just a really quick recap. So I've got 27 years in the multifamily space. That long ago. I came into the business as a leasing agent, so I'm basically what I refer to as a bottom-up person. And I came into the apartment business as a single mom on government assistance and really going from 3 jobs, trying to find one job. So I had at least some time at home. I was really just trying to figure out my life at that point and juggling a lot of balls in the air. So I landed a job as a leasing agent, and that started my journey in the multifamily industry, one that I am eternally grateful for because I love that business and everything that it has taught me and created. It's just I'm very I mean, it's near and dear to my heart for sure. So 27 years I've been in that industry. And so just a quick recap. When I was 32 is when I stepped out. I went, leasing agent. You know how if you're in the industry, then you kind of know how it rolls as far as promotions and new opportunities. So I had gone through and worked all the positions at the company I was hired at. At 32 is when I stepped out on my own for the first time and became an entrepreneur and started a company called Alliance Management Group in property management and did that and grew that portfolio to a little over 80 million and around 50 employees. And fantastic experience, learned so much through that journey and, ups and downs and sideways and turns. But that was my first go round as a business owner in the apartment industry. Then in 2008, my husband and I joined forces and we formed a company called Carlsbad Management Group. Now, that company still operates within the state of Oklahoma to this day. And we grew that portfolio when I was stepping out of day-to-day operations. It was around 500 million in our managed assets. And it has been such a wild ride and in this industry. And the amount of things that I've learned through all the twists and turns is, I think I just kind of took it for granted for a long while because you're just doing the thing, you're just like putting one foot in front of the other. And it wasn't until I really, was able to step out of day-to-day operations. And then that's when I moved into the coaching space and now it has evolved into what I do today with speaking on stages and coaching ambitious professionals. And and I just took a step back to realize what a path it has been and all the things that I've learned along the way. And so, anyways, I just really wanted to kind of relook at my group coaching and say, I think that there is a better way for me to serve this community and also be able to invite in individuals that are working in the multifamily space and bring them so much value, both on the service side and the property management side, on the operational side, and also on what I call the vendor side, the supplier side. The industry is so unique. It is so unique. So all the experiences that I learned and have continued to learn, we're all always learning, really is what I've learned on how to lead and scale businesses, how to navigate challenging situations. Those skill sets I now bring to my clients and to audiences when I'm speaking on stages. So inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, there's going to be just so much value and direct feedback for professionals that are working in the multifamily space. And I'm excited I'm putting the pieces of all that together. We're going to start in January. So I'm very excited to get all the moving parts of that adjusted. And as I kind of shift the focus of this group coaching program, and so I'm so excited to give you a little bit more information about that. And really, one thing I want to talk about too is in my journey of from starting day one in the apartment industry to going through, as a leasing agent and a manager and a supervisor, and then eventually embarking on my first company, Alliance Management Group. And then in 2008, forming as a founding member of Carlsbad Management Group. Really, all of those steps have just been one big building block into what I do today. All through the 27 years when I looked at that, I have been continually coaching and building teams and teaching leadership, which are all the things that I do now. And it's really so interesting when when you look at where you're at and the things that you've learned along the way, everything that you've done up until this point is pouring into the next evolvement of you. Like, what is next? That next evolved version of you. It all ties together. It all ties together. Along the way and part of my journey, not only in working in the industry, but I've also done a lot of service-based time as well. I've served as a president of the Apartment Association of Oklahoma and also served board of directors for the National Apartment Association and many, many other groups. And all of that just speaks to the, wanting to give back to the industry that has given me so much. And so now today, how I'm able to do that is inviting in members of this multifamily community inside this membership so that You can expand, you can grow, you can get the training and the development that is going to serve you well in your career, but also hear me out on this, also in your life. You know, the fulfillment factor of our life is so very important. It's not all about just chasing the success, building the career. How fulfilled you are in your life affects your career. So, first point I want to make about when it comes to the multifamily professional, here is why you are so uniquely positioned to lead boldly. And that's one of the things I teach often inside this group is how to lead, leadership skills, how to lead boldly. And here's why the multifamily professional is so uniquely positioned to lead boldly. And that's because you have to. You have to. You juggle so much. In the multifamily housing industry, you are juggling so much from residents to your teams to who you're leading to, leadership is key. You can't go into this industry thinking that it's you and you alone. If you're even running a property, it's not a one person deal. You have to know how to build and develop a team. It takes many people to make these assets work, to make them cash flow, to get the results. And so multifamily professionals, they have to lead boldly. They can't be passive. They can't be meek. They can't shy away from challenges or problems because they are there every day waiting for you. And so a lot of it is perspective and how we look at that. That's key. And I coach a lot about that too. But in multifamily, we are positioned to lead boldly. You're juggling a ton. I know you are. I know you are. I remember it is every day. I used to say the thing that's cool about multifamily is that every day you can't get bored at your job. Like you can't because every day is so different. You never know what you're walking into. No 2 days are the same. No 2 days are the same. I mean, when you are in the apartment industry and you've got people's homes that you are, leasing and maintaining and managing and taking care of, and you're dealing with, and a lot of it's because we're dealing with people. We're in the people business. First of all, you have to like working with people. That's key. But we're in the people business. And when you're in the people business, anything can happen. Am I right? Every day can present a new challenge. I mean, you can have a flood one day, you can have a staffing crisis, maybe the same day, but the next day you can have, budgeting issues, you can have it. It is every day. And then we get those really crazy stories. You know what I'm talking about. And that's one of the things that inside my inner circle, we're gonna your people are going to understand the craziness that you're dealing with. The crazy stories that like other people are like, I cannot believe that happened at work. That happened. It happened. Like you'll be in this membership with people that they get it. Like they get it. They're like, oh no, I believe it. That happened because that happened to me last month. Okay. So this is building a community in this membership, building a community of like-minded, ambitious professionals. And if you are a multifamily professional, this is going to be a group that you're going to want to tap into. Leadership. We're going to talk so much about leadership, how how even the perspective of how to juggle so much because you're doing it, but you're probably losing your mind in the process. Like there's times we just want to pull out our hair. And all I want to take all of that away for you. I want you to have this like this calmness and this ease about yourself when it comes to you and your profession. Second point I want to make is that connection between leading boldly and effectively and living fully. The confidence that you build at work, it can spill over into your personal life. And I know that we try to, keep this over in this sector and personal over in this sector, but when things are crazy at work, it's really hard. Like it can easily spill over. So I want to talk about, and I'm going to share this right now, but this is also a huge focal point inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, and that is how to manage and navigate the demands of our work life, the demands that you're walking into every single week, and how you build a life of living fully and having that fulfillment factor. I can't stress enough that, and these are conversations that I have often with high achievers and high achieving women. In fact, I had a call today, highly successful, accomplished woman. And, she's a type A. I get that. I'm a type A. Like we can be hard chargers, right? We are make the list, checking the list, all the things. And I was listening to something that she was sharing, and that is that she feels like she poured everything into her career and then later got to a point where she was in like inside in her personal life is just really lacking that fulfillment. It felt very empty. It's like, is this all there is? And then there's that whole process of where you're questioning your decisions that you've made along the way. And that is a really bitter pill to swallow. And I can't tell you how many times I have these conversations with women, and it's they never took that time to pause to ask themselves, am I building a life that I truly desire? I love my work, and it's important for me to perform at my best ability. But I also want to make sure that I'm living my life fully and that I'm enjoying my life along the way, and that I'm not going to crash and burn at some point. And I think a lot of us can say like it is a balancing act. There are times that gets really hard. So leading boldly and living fully, both can be done. It has to be done with intention. We have to be aware of it. We have to do things with intention. Inside my membership of the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, this is something that is heavily covered, heavily covered. I coach on this, I talk on this. This membership is to support you in that. Because to truly flourish in life, it's and you determine what success means, okay? So nobody gets to tell you what that is. But once you're clear on what feels successful to you, then making sure that along the way you've got that fulfillment factor, that my friend, that is the perfect spot. That's it. Success without fulfillment is very empty. The person I was coaching with today on the phone, we're working through that exact thing. I mean, highly accomplished woman, has done all the things, checked all the boxes, and is now later in life really struggling with the fulfillment factor. And so what a lot of with my clients, what I'm doing is really bringing in, helping them get that clarity to build the life that they truly desire. I get it. I get it. I was a hard charger. I still am a hard charger, but I understand myself better now. The evolvement, the personal development. As a life coach, that's exactly what I'm pouring into this membership. So the connection between leading boldly and living fully, it's very important. And a lot of times we need help staying on course for that. So we don't end up either selling out. Either way, some people give up on their hopes and dreams because they feel like it's just too hard. And it's not, it's our perspective, it's the way we're looking at things. So don't give up on yourself. I don't allow people to give up on their big, bold dreams. I'm fighting for your big, bold dreams. You can have success, you can have fulfillment. We cover all of that in the membership. It is a monthly support, it is monthly coaching from someone that gets you, from someone that's been in the trenches, that's walked the walk, that's gone from being a single mom on government assistance to creating with my partner an eight-figure empire. So I get it. The twists, the turns, the horrendous days, the hard days, the long days, the tough decisions. And there was a time in my journey, this is kind of backtracking. I probably should have shared this a little earlier when I opened, but there was definitely a time in my career path where I really had to question, like, do I need to be doing this right now? Is this the path, the hard charging path I'm on right now? Do I need to pause for a second? Being a mom and a parent, very important in my world, extremely important in my world. Fortunately, I'm married to someone that it's equally as important to him too. Being parents was a really important part, is still a big, important part of our life. And so how we worked that together was very important to us. But when you're building a life that you truly desire, you have to be able to pause and say, I can go, especially when you're at fork in the road, I could go this route or I could go this route. Which is best for me and what my values are? And the more clear that you can get on that, when you are able to pause and ask those questions to yourself, you're going to be making much better decisions. You're going to be making much better decisions. So inside this membership, that's just a slice of what you get inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. Just a slice of it. You know, the connection between bold leadership, when I was talking about that, and a fully lived life, it's not just about metrics. I am not interested in all the metrics of that. It's how does your life feel to you? How does it feel to you? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you maybe at that point of where you're like, I am almost burned out, or you're floundering, or you don't have the clarity, or you're not sure why you're doing what you're doing anymore? This industry can give you so much opportunity. And so it's really about pausing and making sure that you have the right tools in your toolbox. It's what I talk about so much inside the inner circle. We fill your toolkit with the things that you need to succeed in your life, in your career, so that you have the success and the fulfillment that feel right for you. So this is about really empowering yourself and giving yourself the tools. One of the things I'm thinking of doing, and I'm doing it, I just don't know the exact time I'm going to offer it inside this inner circle. And I haven't been doing, this is something new that I haven't offered this year. But inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle, I, because I look back to when I was running teams and running, you know, every level, no matter whether I was, an assistant manager, a manager, supervisor, or then when I became a business owner, like I can think about how this would help me at every single stage. But having someone or a place to go to tap into like once a week to brainstorm, to feel understood, to have a chat session, to, be able to like toss in, to put my question there to someone that's like been there, done that, has the wisdom, and to get some feedback. Uh, I would have been all over that. That would have made me feel so much better, given me more clarity, just another sounding board. But I'm thinking what I would love to do is, and again, I'm thinking on a Monday. Mondays are crazy, but I'm thinking like we do a lunch hour thing. I'm thinking about making myself available on Mondays for like a 45-minute window for the members. And, we can just again, depending on what time zone you're in, but thinking around that lunchtime and bring your lunch, jump on the Zoom with me, put your question in. Like, let's start the week off strong, supported, guided, clear, confident, competent. And so I feel like if we can hit the ground running on Mondays, and you have that support that you feel, and that's just extra on top of everything else that's already inside the inner circle. That's just something extra that I'm wanting to do because multifamily housing, I mean, every single week we've got to show up and do our A game because everything changes all the time. In our industry, we don't get the luxury of knowing that this week is going to look pretty much like last week. No, that is not my experience. We have new challenges every single week, and our industry is constantly evolving to take. So we take care of our customers, we take care of the assets, we take care of our employees, our team members, all the things, constantly requiring that we be on our A game at all times. And so I feel like if I do this on a Monday, it's like you don't have to, but if you want to like do a little like a lunch hour, we'll do 45 minutes. Then this you're going to be like, I'm going to grab my lunch, I'm going to pop on, and I'm either going to be able to listen to what everyone else is, what's going on in their world because we learn from our peers and it's just going to be like a lunch and learn. Or if I have like a pressing question or a situation and I just need a sounding board or I want to get coached up on something, you can go there and you're going to be able to get that. So I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of working through the details of that with my team right now on maybe the best time to offer that and if it would be every Monday or every other Monday. But that's on top of what I'm already providing inside the inner circle. So I'm really excited about that. I really want to give you exactly what is going to help you evolve to that next version of you, to that next version of you. And as in my coaching, I have learned that how do I put this? When you focus on your personal development, that it is going, a lot of times they're like, oh, well, but it's not specific to, my problem here at work. I am here to tell you that the biggest results, the biggest returns that you get is when you develop yourself, personal growth, your mindset. That's the name of the game. When you invest in that, when you develop that, it overflows into your career, into your relationships, into your checking account. If you don't have the right mindset, it's so hard to flourish. Or if you want to make more money, it's so hard to make more money when your mindset's in the poor mindset. If you're in the victim mentality, if you're giving yourself negative self-talk all the time, it's really hard to get ahead. How do I know? Well, because I've done that. I've done that. I climbed out of a deep hole a long time ago. And the way I did that was I shifted my mindset. I got clear. I got a vision. I mean, I can teach all of that inside the inner circle. And I did aligned actions. I didn't wish things into existence. I didn't hope it would work out. I took action. I stepped into uncomfortable rooms. I did uncomfortable things. It just, those, when you invest in your personal growth, in your mindset, that is going to pay forward for you in so many ways. So I'm really excited about this pivot that I'm doing for the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. Very, very excited to bring this to you. It's really shifting to serve you, the ambitious professional who's ready for more. All the better if you work in multifamily housing, property management, if you're on the supplier side, if you are tied to the multifamily housing industry, all the better. Knowing that this membership will give you so much value. So if you are tired of the grind, tired of being tired of being frustrated, tired of just not sure if the success and the fulfillment is that coming together for me. I don't even know. You might just be at a point where you're just throwing your hands up. You're like, I don't even know. I'm just hoping for the best. I'm just hoping it works out. Well, let me help you get some tools, some clarity. Step back into your power and your purpose. Come join me inside the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. That is where high achievers go to rise. And I want to help you get there. All right, my friend, all the links are down below in the show notes. So go there. I'm also going to put a link in case you're meeting me for the first time and you're like, yeah, we've never met. I don't know much about you. I will put a link to my webpage in the show notes and also the About Me links if you want to learn a little more about my background and delve more into that. Until then, until next week, my friends, I want you to know that I am in your corner and I am pulling for you and I am ready. I am ready and I cannot wait. I cannot wait until this kicks off in the new direction that the inner circle is going. Come January 2026. But we're going to start signing up like now till the end of the year because we're going to get some momentum going before we actually open the doors. So click the link below. And as always, I appreciate you being here. Share this. If you know somebody that works in this industry, you're like, I don't even, I'm not in the apartment business. I'm not in multifamily, but I have a friend that is. Send them this episode. Share this with them. Share it, share it, share it. All right. Until next week, go have a great week. Go flourish and just be your bad self. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. I want to thank you for tuning in today to the podcast. And I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and all the info that's been shared today. And I hope you've come away with a few ideas on how to make the most out of it for your life. If you loved this episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family. And also make sure you subscribe to the podcast and tap that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Also, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would leave a podcast review. So until next time, my friend, keep flourishing and thriving and live your life to the